So this is a kind of an important video for me because I think it's important for people who train by themselves or train a lot by themselves. There was a period in my life when I didn't have enough, whole training time, enough sparring practice. So I started doing Olympic fencing, and I started, I always was training myself a lot, but I started to train myself to train alone more consciously and more often. And one of the things I figured out, and I think it's very important, whatever exercise you are practicing, unless it's strictly physical, whatever fencing drill you do, it's very important to train it not only actively, but also reactively. So what I mean, let's say we are practicing something relatively simple, like, for example, a fencing step. Yeah, we're learning a fencing step. Or we are practicing some particular cut. Let's take like a cut 5 or a combination. It doesn't matter. It's very important that after you, so say you are mastering cut 5 and you tried it to do it from this position, you try to do it with a small lunge, you try to do it with a bigger lunge, you do it with extension. So you've mastered the mechanics of the exercise, of the drill. And what's important to do next is to start making it reactively. I use either YouTube video, which is, you can find it named Random Beepers. There are a lot of those. Or you can use an app that gives you random sound signals, somewhere in the range of like 2 to 7 seconds. But it's important to start doing things not when you want to do them, but when it's necessary. So let's say I'm turning on this random beeper. Yeah, so I'm doing the same exercise, but now I'm doing it at a sound signal, which I don't know where it comes, right? Why it's important? Because an important part of any fencing action is a setup. And an important part of a setup is to make it the way that your opponent don't see it, but you're comfortable, to do that. And also when you're preparing some reactive action, so you're expecting something and then you have a plan for that. So like, oh, he always goes for this cut 1 and I'm pairing that and then making a cut 5. It's good to do this not when you want it, but when you kind of like things start happening. Yeah, so you create a body preparation mechanics to do something. And the same can be done with a footwork. Let's say we're practicing a step. So you're practicing a step forward and backward. And then the signal goes and you do something on the signal. Because reducing this time between the signal and the action is one of the most, important things in fencing. So it's important to learn how to do that when you're forced to do that, which I call to do things reactively. Yeah? That's applicable to practically any exercise, any workout, and when you master it, the body mechanics, please do it on a signal. When you have a coach, it's much easier because then you can do it on a coach's signal, or say for the footwork, you can mirror your coach's footwork and things like that. So when we actually fence or actually spar or actually drill with an opponent, we do a lot of things reactively, and that's probably the best practice. But when you're practicing alone, being able to do things reactively is important, so do that.